Healthcare is not a luxury. It is a fundamental human right for every single person. When we are sick or injured, we should be able to get help. This is a simple and powerful truth. Our health is our most precious gift, and protecting it is a shared responsibility. We all depend on doctors, nurses, and hospitals to be there for us in our moments of greatest need. They are the guardians of our well-being. This promise of care should be available to everyone, no matter who they are or where they come from. It is a promise of safety and compassion in a world that can often feel uncertain and frightening. This basic right to medical care should never be questioned. It forms the very foundation of a kind and caring society. Imagine a world where help is given freely to those who are suffering. That is the world we should all be striving to build. Everyone deserves the chance to be healthy and to live a full life. This is not a political statement. It is a statement of basic human decency. When someone is in pain, our first and only response should be to help them. Delaying or denying that help goes against the very core of what it means to be a compassionate community. We must remember that illness does not discriminate. It can affect any of us at any time, regardless of our age, our job, or how much money we have. Because of this shared vulnerability, we must ensure that our healthcare systems are built on a principle of universal fairness. When one person is denied the care they need, it weakens the entire system for everyone. It creates a crack in the foundation of trust and safety that we all rely on. True strength in a community is measured by how it treats its most vulnerable members, especially when they are unwell and scared. Therefore, the promise of healthcare is a promise we make to each other. It says that no matter what happens, you will not be left alone in your time of need. It says that your life has value. This promise should extend across all borders and to every individual. It is the simple, yet profound idea that every person deserves the chance to heal and recover. We must hold this principle close to our hearts and demand that our health systems honor it without exception. It is the most important promise we can keep as a society dedicated to justice and human dignity for all. In a fair and just world, things like your registration status or your race would never be a reason to refuse medical help. A hospital door should always be open to a person who is sick. Sadly, this is not always the case. In places like Portugal and England, we have seen stories where people are turned away because they are not officially registered with a local doctor or because of their background. This is a dangerous and deeply unfair practice. A person's need for medical attention should be the only factor that matters, not their paperwork or their skin color. These barriers create a two-tiered system where some get help and others are left to suffer. When healthcare systems start acting more like businesses, the focus shifts from people to profits. The primary goal becomes making money instead of making people well. This is a very worrying trend. Hospitals and clinics might start cutting costs by reducing staff, limiting services, or choosing patients based on their ability to pay. This business-minded approach puts a price tag on human life, which is simply wrong. True healthcare is about caring for people, not about financial gain. When the bottom line becomes more important than a patient's well-being, the system has lost its way and forgotten its true purpose. This profit-driven mindset can lead to terrible consequences. Patients may be discharged from hospitals too early because their treatment is no longer considered profitable. Others might be denied essential tests or procedures because they are deemed too expensive for the system to cover. This is not healthcare. It is a cold and calculated business transaction. It treats people like numbers on a spreadsheet rather than as human beings with families, hopes, and dreams. The mission of medicine should always be to heal and to comfort, not to weigh a person's life against a financial budget. This approach creates a system of control, not care. Furthermore, these barriers and business-like attitudes create fear and mistrust. People who are sick may be too scared to even seek help, worrying they will be rejected or given a huge bill they cannot afford. This is especially true for immigrants, refugees, and other vulnerable groups. When people are afraid to go to the doctor, their conditions can get much worse, leading to more serious health problems and even preventable deaths. A healthcare system should be a safe haven, a place of trust and support. When it becomes a source of anxiety and exclusion, it is failing in its most basic duty to the public. Unfair rules within a healthcare system can cause immense harm and break the sacred bond of trust between patients and doctors. For example, some systems have policies that automatically remove patients from a family doctor's list if they haven't been sick for a certain period. This might seem like an efficient administrative rule, but it is deeply flawed. A person could be healthy for years and then suddenly fall ill, only to find they no longer have a doctor. This leaves them stranded and desperate for care at the exact moment they need it most. It punishes people for being healthy and creates unnecessary chaos and anxiety. This kind of systemic failure shows a disconnect from the real-life needs of patients. It treats healthcare as a list of names to be managed, not as a lifeline for human beings. When a person who is sick discovers they have been removed from their doctor's list, they feel abandoned and betrayed. They have to start the long and stressful process of finding a new doctor, all while dealing with their illness. This delay can have serious health consequences, turning a manageable condition into a critical emergency. Such rules do not support public health, they actively undermine it by creating barriers when people are at their most vulnerable. It is important to say that the vast majority of doctors and nurses are wonderful, caring people. They dedicate their lives to helping others and work incredibly hard every single day. They are the heart and soul of our healthcare system. However, when the system itself is flawed, or when a few individuals act unethically, it damages the reputation of the entire profession. Stories of corruption, neglect, or treatment based on wealth can spread quickly, causing public trust to crumble. This erosion of trust is incredibly dangerous, as it makes people hesitant to seek medical advice when they need it. When trust is lost, everyone suffers. Patients become suspicious and may not follow their doctor's advice, while good doctors become frustrated and demoralized by a system that seems broken. Rebuilding that trust is a slow and difficult process. It requires transparency, accountability, and a genuine commitment to putting patients first. Every single act of unfairness, every person turned away, and every rule that prioritizes bureaucracy over well-being chips away at the foundation of our healthcare system. We must protect this trust as fiercely as we protect our own health, for one cannot exist without the other. The ultimate purpose of medicine is to heal, not to harm. This simple principle must be the guiding star for all our healthcare systems. Every policy, every procedure, and every interaction should be measured against this standard. Does it help people get well? Does it offer comfort and support? Or does it create stress, fear, and division? When a system rejects people, delays their care, or treats them like a number, it is causing harm. It goes against the very spirit of medicine. We must return to the core values of compassion, empathy, and service to others. To achieve this, we need to stand together and demand change. This is not a fight for one group of people. It is a fight for everyone. We must raise our voices for those who are unfairly treated, whether it is due to their registration status, their race, or their income. We need to become more aware of the problems within our healthcare systems and hold our leaders accountable. We should celebrate the doctors and nurses who do amazing work while also calling out the injustices that threaten to undermine their efforts. Unity and awareness are our most powerful tools for creating a better, fairer system for all. Kindness must be at the center of this movement, kindness in how we treat patients, ensuring they feel seen, heard, and respected. Kindness in how we support our healthcare workers, who are often under immense pressure. And kindness in how we talk about these issues, seeking to build bridges rather than create more division. A healthcare system infused with kindness is one that will naturally prioritize healing and compassion over profit and control. It is a system that remembers its humanity and recognizes the inherent dignity in every single person who walks through its doors seeking help. Let us all work towards a future where healthcare is a true reflection of our best selves. A future where no one is turned away, where every illness is met with care, and where trust between patients and providers is strong. This journey starts with each of us. It starts with demanding fairness, promoting awareness, and choosing kindness in our communities. Let us unite to ensure that medicine always remains a force for good, a source of healing, and a beacon of hope for everyone, everywhere. Together, we can build a healthcare system that truly cares for all of us.